Hey, you're now listening or watching the Halos in the Infield podcast with your host Todd Fox and Fernando the Lone Star Halo, brought to you in part by Noble L Works, just outside of Anaheim Stadium and the Pond, or the Honda Center, where you can get drink specials just by mentioning Halos in the Infield. Also brought to you in part by 714 Tickets. 714 Tickets is a place to go to get 10% off of any ticket purchase just by also mentioning HITI, Halos in the Infield. Now enjoy the show. Hey, welcome into another episode of Halos in the Infield. I am your host, Todd Fox, along with... You're muted. Oh, that one. There you go.
I'm still the Lone Star Halo.
There you go. Real quick, as we start the show, this is a show that's supposed to be and will be about the simulation of this 2024 season via MLB The Show 24 PlayStation 5 edition. Fernando will explain all the aspects of how he did two different simulations and what happened during those seasons. But real quick, before we get started, breaking news has happened as we're currently recording. And it just
you have to do the Roger Lodge thing. We have late breaking news.
We need to play like a 50-second intro for late breaking news. But now, obviously, if you're watching or listening to this, you've already heard the news that Blake Snell is a San Francisco Giant. And, you know, like you brought up yesterday on the show, you said, hey, I'm starting to believe that I believe that you were right that one of these pitchers would fall into our hands. And then yesterday you said, you know what, maybe it's not going to happen. I'm starting to believe it's not going to happen. And, you know, I'm swinging your way this time, my friend, because I want to get your take on this first before I give my pissed off little rant.
I mean, just another year, right? The Angels never get pitching. We know that. It's naive at this point to think and for us to assume as fans that we're ever going to get pitching. For whatever reason, the franchise doesn't value arms, which is why we didn't sign a guy like Blake Snell. I did say off air that I am kind of happy we didn't get him for $66 million, but it's only a 2-year deal. So I can definitely see the latter where people are like, oh, well, we should have just done it. I mean, 2 years, $66 million, you know, you could have replaced Ohtani's potential. But it's frustrating. I mean, you look at a team like San Francisco and you think to yourself, what do they have that we don't? I mean, it's not like they're, you know, perennial winners at the current moment. It's not like they're the dynasty they used to be. They really bring nothing to the table besides a contract offer.
Yeah, I think real quick to hit on that, and here's my rant. I said it yesterday. I'm sick and tired of the fact that Artie being a cheap ass. You obviously know year in, year out, pitching is what this team needs. You can always find outfielders. You can always find some infielders. There's a couple spots in the, you know, as far as catcher maybe or a shortstop where it's hard to have. But hey, we have those. You know, all you need is some pitching, and we're not talking about pitching that's going to guarantee us a World Series and 100 wins. We're looking just to be relevant. We're looking just to sniff the playoffs, try to get into the tournament, and you keep not wanting to do it. And then there's the excuse of Bally's and all this other bullshit. It's like, no, bro, I'm tired of it, dude. This unfinished business that we always mock him for. So again, we're trying to do a show about MLB The Show. We're trying to do a show to steer you another way. And my biggest part of the rant is we can't even do that because this shit literally breaks before we're going to do the show. And it's like already like, oh, you're going to do a show? Let me just crap on that as well. So that's why I'm frustrated too. Real quick, bro, let me just show you their rotation. So they got Logan Webb, Kyle Harrison, who's young. Snell, in fact, it pretty much takes the spot of Robbie Ray, who's on the 60-day IL. Keaton Wynn's a new guy. They got Jordan Hicks, who was decent, and our old friend Alex Cobb. So that's an okay rotation. You know, it's okay.
It's better than ours.
Yes, and it's going to win them some games. And look at maybe I was wrong on which California team was going to fall into some free agents, because now the Giants fell into Matt Chapman. They fell into Blake Snell. And I know I'm missing another player that they picked up.
They got that guy from, was it Korea? I think it was like an outfielder or something. He was like the best power hitter. Okay.
Yeah, you're
That
right.
sounded racist. I said the best power hitter they had. I meant the KBO, the best power hitter the KBO had.
Oh, and they also fell into Jorge Soler because no one was signing him.
That's true. Okay, so let me ask you this. Okay, the Giants, dark horse question mark?
It very well could be because honestly, bro, if we're doing the NL West, predictions, I don't know what to think of Arizona. Yeah, they had a great run last year. They're the defending NL champs, but the Dodgers are there. What do you think about the Padres? Do you think they improve with the managing? And we talked about how they've made some moves, and then the Giants have fallen into all these free agents who are supposed to be high-priced players going to different clubs. They got 5 guys now to help improve that team.
I think, typically the AL East is the best division in baseball. I think it's going to be the NL West. You got the Padres, the Dodgers, the Giants, and let's not sleep on the Diamondbacks. I mean,
Correct.
they also got a little better, not a lot, but they didn't get worse.
That's true. That's true.
So who knows? Who knows? The Diamondbacks are another team. Like maybe they decide, like, you know what? Let's just go get Jordan Montgomery. Because if they do, boom! All of a sudden, we're talking about them being very good. So, and literally it's just the Rockies.
Yeah, I mean, in that rotation, you got 2 guys that are going to, Webb and Snell up top, and then and you're probably going to get another decent year from Cobb, but 2 rookies that are making their moves with low ERAs. But yeah, you put another pitcher in that rotation, and you're right. You're absolutely right. You absolutely got something right there.
Yeah. So time will tell. I mean, we shouldn't be surprised it wasn't the Angels who got Blake Snell. I mean, we knew it, right? Already told us. In all fairness, at least he didn't lie about it. He was like, "No, we're not going to get those guys."
Yeah.
So I'll give the devil his due. At least he was honest this time.
I just wish he would have said the opposite of last year and said, "Finished business."
Yeah. I went number 2 already. I went number 2, and I didn't go in my pants. I went my tequila cup. It looks kind of the same color, and that's scary.
It was as brown as my bourbon.
Yeah. My pee-pee was very dark. And before anyone says
Artie.
I'm making fun of a man with the lisp, no, I'm making fun of Artie Moreno. Okay.
Yeah, so it's fair. We hate you, Artie Moreno. Just know that.
Yeah,
we hate you.
I have no problem with people who have a lisp or any form of disability. I have every problem wrong with Artie Moreno. That's because he's a shitty person, not because of anything else. You strip it down to its core, Artie Moreno's a bad person, no matter which way you slice and dice it.
Absolutely. If he can only read the comments that were online today, but let's get away from him. I'm sorry, Fernando. Like again, this was supposed to be.
No, it's fine. It's a joyous occasion. We're playing MLB The Show, baby.
There you go. Because the way it was starting, it's the annual we lose out on a pitcher thing, and I didn't want that to be a depressing show. Let's pump it up, man. Let's see what our Angels did on MLB The Show.
So, all right. So I did 2 simulations. I did one where the computer was allowed to trade. Now I put the trades on manual.
Okay.
So anything that came the Angels' way that the computer saw was a fair trade, it automatically accepted. And I notated those trades. And then I did a second simulation where nobody got traded. Injuries were still on for both. Tried to turn them on the second time because I wanted to see how the Angels performed in a vacuum where injuries and trades didn't exist. It didn't work out that way. So let's start off with injuries and with trades allowed. So through the month of April, the Angels were 12-18. Okay. Through the month of May, the record was 25-32. Through June, 40-42.
Okay, we're closer to 500. I like that.
July, 51-57. August, 63-73.
Oh, come on, guys.
Yeah. And then it was 79-83 through the month of September.
Typical Angels finish strong. It's September when it doesn't count.
Yeah. So that's what it reported. I wrote down key injuries, and surprisingly, there really was none. It was all just a bunch of really, really short injuries. I mean, I wrote down Rendon because 3 games into the season, he had a bruised arm, but he only missed like 6 games or so.
Wow.
So, I think O'Hoppe got hurt like 2 or 3 times for like 2 or 3 games. Moniak got hurt for like a week. It was that kind of thing. There was no key injuries.
Okay.
So that one stayed relatively blank. Okay, let's talk about the all-stars that they projected here. Nolan Shanuel, Mike Trout, Logan O'Hoppe, Taylor Ward, and the computer technically traded him after during the trade deadline, but Luis Rengifo went in too.
Oh, so you had 5 Angels in the All-Star game?
Yeah, apparently. Of course, no pitchers because that's not allowed.
What was Trout's numbers? I'm curious.
I did not take his numbers during the All-Star game, but I did take his numbers at the end of the season.
Okay.
All right. So let's real quick before we get into like the key players whose numbers I wrote down. We're going to talk about the trades that the computer accepted for the Angels, okay?
Okay.
So the first trade was with the Brewers, and it was Hobby Milner. I'm sure you guys remember him.
Yes.
Coming over from Milwaukee, and the Angels gave up Davis Daniel to get him. That would be a horrible trade in real life. All right. And then with the Padres, Dylan Head came over to us from the Padres, and we gave them Aaron Hicks.
So we get some Head and they get Hicks.
There you go. And then this one, I didn't write down who it was with, but we got Sam Shaw, Jace Boffrin, Hayden Junger for Jordan Adams. It was a 3-for-1 trade.
These sound like Perry moves.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the computer thought was fair. And then we got Arjun Nimala from the Blue Jays, and the Angels gave up Luis Rengifo.
Nimala better be pretty good because if we're
exactly.
up an all-star for Nimala better ball out.
Yeah, I need to look into Nimala. I'll look it up while I keep reading here. And then Ronnie Henriquez from the Twins came over here in exchange for Jake Marisnick.
Oh, so again, Marisnick just got himself a little, little television time and got some playing time, and then got traded to a better team because likely the Twins made the playoffs, right? You would think in the Central.
Yeah. Arjun Nimala is only 18 years old, dude. This guy was born in 2005.
Wow. So he must be one of these like
signed when he was like 5 years old.
Yeah.
In 25 at bats with the Blue Jays last year, he batted 200. Not great.
Yeah, not bad at all. It sounds like an Angel.
Woo! Well, it says no. That's his minor league numbers last year. Yeah, sorry, those are his minor league numbers. He batted 200 through 25 at bats. He got drafted in the first round last year, 20th pick, and he was born in Tampa, Florida.
Wow. Well, he must have balled out down there. So
yeah, so there you go.
Okay.
Let's see. And then the last trade it accepted. Surprisingly, there was no trade deadline moves. They were all like a day or two before the deadline. Andy Rodriguez for Matt Moore, and that was with the Pirates.
Andy Rodriguez is a reliever too, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, okay. So it was a reliever for a reliever. But the Pirates are making a playoff push and we aren't?
No, Andy Rodriguez is a catcher. Sorry.
Why do we need another catcher?
I don't know, but MLB The Show thought we needed a 23-year-old catcher. And last year with Pittsburgh, in 186 at-bats, he batted 220.
Nice.
Yep, that seems like an Angels move. Well, we're gonna dump Matt Moore.
You can't hit? Come on over.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Maybe that's when O'Hoppe was hurt for 6 games, and the computer's like, we need to do something. So the Angels in this simulation were 26 games out of the division.
Nice.
And they were 8 out of the wild card.
Okay. Now, how were we in the division though? Like as far as like were we 4th?
We were 4th.
Okay.
We were 4th. Texas won the division, and then the Astros, and then Seattle. I don't think Seattle made the playoffs. I think it was just the Astros and the Rangers.
Now, tell me we were more than 10 games up on Oakland at least.
I did not pay attention to that. I did not look down at that.
I was like, man, you got to have at least a sizable lead on Oakland.
Well, hopefully. But, I mean, you heard some of those trades. So I'm not very surprised if they were like 2 games behind us.
But you see
that our deck.
What makes no sense and pisses off a lot of Angel fans, even in real life, with some PTSD, is the Angels do make moves like that and give away guys for nothing, and then they do have a really good September. You're like, what the hell, man?
It happens every time.
Yep.
Okay, so the key seasons I wrote, I didn't write down all the players because this was the one on my iPad, so I only wrote down a couple. So Trout, he got 562 at bats, so they're assuming he had a full healthy season. 98 runs, 44 homers, 129 RBIs, and
That's
he's batted 326.
that is an excellent year.
Yeah, but that's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Even if he was healthy and he played every goddamn game, there's no way in hell he's gonna get 129 RBIs.
You know what sucks about that, Fernando?
What?
That's like an MVP caliber numbers, and you're at 79 and 83.
It sounds like it has been.
Jeez.
Sounds like he's an angel.
Yeah.
All right, so I wrote down Zach Neto, 534 at bats. Okay, so another guy who's projected to have a basically healthy season.
Okay.
54 runs scored, 13 homers. That sounds about right to me. I think he's going to be in that 13 to 20 range. 57 RBIs. Keep in mind, he was batting ninth. I batted him ninth, just like he's projected. He batted 232, so that's the concerning part.
Yeah.
The game does not have high praise for him. All right, Logan O'Hoppe. Keep in mind, this guy was an all-star. 504 at bat. Sounds about right. Like I said, he was hurt for about a week. 20 home runs. Also sounds about right to me. I think he's going to be in that 20 to 25 range. 64 RBIs, and he batted 264. Would you take that out of Logan?
I would, but I think those numbers are a little bit lower than what he's actually going to do this year.
What's low? You think he's going to get more home runs?
I think he's going to hit close to 30, and he'll be around 80 RBIs.
Maybe. I mean, if he's going to get an extra 10 home runs, then yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to get much higher than 80 RBIs, though.
I think he'll hit 280. I like it. I like the way he swings. Yeah, I think he's
okay. All right, so I have two more position players I wrote down. So Nolan Schanuel, Mr. Shamwow, 585 at bats, 95 runs, 16 homers, 61 RBIs, and he batted 293.
Oh God, those are Darren Erstad numbers. I love those numbers. 16 homers, 91 RBIs. You said? Yeah, that's
RBIs.
How many?
61.
Oh, 61. Yeah, that's still.
Keep in mind, I batted him second because I went with what I think was going to be the opening day lineup, where like Rengifo was leading off.
Yeah, because that dude's he can hit singles and doubles all day. I like that.
Yeah, so he probably doesn't get a lot of RBI spots batting second.
Yeah,
batting 293. That's great. I should have paid attention to his on base percentage in particular. And then last but not least, I wrote down Anthony Rendon. I guess he was hurt more than I thought. He got 462 at bats. I would take that from him. 107 hits.
What?
17 doubles, 42 RBIs, 16 home runs, and the game thinks he's going to bat 232.
That's completely accurate. If he's playing 80% of the season, I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, probably.
But the problem is he'll play 20%.
Yeah, if we're lucky. That's in a good year. Yeah. All right. So I only wrote down two starters numbers. Reed Detmers, 8 and 11, 180 innings is what the game projected.
Okay.
201 strikeouts. I like that. That means he found a put away pitch. And they're projecting a 4.10 ERA.
That tells me he didn't get much run support. Even with a 4.10, he had like maybe 3 good starts in a row, went 0-1 with 2 no decisions, and then the 4th start he comes out there and gives up 6 runs. That's what that sounds like to me.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I almost said Reed Detmers again. Patrick Sandoval, 12 and 13, 189 innings, 149 strikeouts, with an ERA exactly at 4.
That sounds to me like a Mark Langston mid-90s type year. That is mirroring Mark Langston numbers with the
Angels. But if that's the Patrick Sandoval we get again, I don't know if we have room for him here. We need this guy to pan out. We need him to take a step forward. If Reed Detmers and Sandoval have this type of year, I'm not talking about the wins and losses because you can't control that.
Yeah.
But, can't get over the hump of 200 innings. The strikeouts are fine. I would take 149 strikeouts out of Sandoval, and I would take 201 for sure out of Detmers. But the ERAs north of 4, that's when I'm getting worried.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, to me, that's just you just can't control it sometimes. These guys are going to be guys who aren't going to be pitching numbers of 2 to 3 runs every game and just being hard luck losers. They're going to have their games where they give up 5 to 6 runs or they can't last to the third inning. Uh, we saw with Tyler Anderson last year. These are the type of pitchers we have. These aren't your. I'm sure their grades on there if you were to grade them A through F because you got the numbers as far as what they are, 70s or 80s or whatever. But if you were to have them A through F, we got a bunch of B minus to C plus pitchers. And I hate to say it, but that's what we have until one of these dudes steps up. These are who they are.
Speaking of C minus pitchers, the last one I wrote down, your boy Carlos Estevez.
Oh yeah,
did so bad as a closer, the game decided to trade for Hobby Milner and make him the closer. This man got 0 saves, blew 4, and had an ERA of 4.45.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah. That explains the poor April.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Estevez. The game doesn't even think you're worthy of being a closer.
Well, dude, the other time we were on talking about this a couple shows ago, you said he was rated a 65 or 67?
Let me see, because I have it open for the one I just simulated. 74.
74 as a closer is not good. Usually when you go to these video games and you're like, oh, let me click on the closer's in the 90s at least, you know what I mean? Or high 80s.
Yeah, let me see if I can find some of these other closers for other teams.
Do me a favor. Go to Oakland. Just go to Oakland, and is their closer better than ours?
No.
Okay,
their closer is Lucas Ursig, 28 years old, overall of 67.
Okay, good. At least we're up on Oakland. That's all I care about.
Yeah, this guy only got 2 saves.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
What
Josh Hader's an 86.
Yeah.
Joan Duran from the Twins. He's a 90.
Yeah.
Let me see. Emmanuel Clase is a 91.
I wonder what Edwin Diaz is.
Let's find him.
Because he's back with that trumpet this year, by the way.
He is 92.
92, yeah.
That sounds about right. I think he's one of the better closers in baseball when he's healthy. Our boy Raisel Iglesias, my goddamn closer, is 84 overall.
That's the only thing I ever agreed with that guy with. Is
that's fair. I like Raisel.
Yeah, I didn't like his takes, but when he said that was his goddamn closer, I'm like, you know what? Mine too.
yeah. I always like Raisel Iglesias. Okay, so that's what I got for that one. Now, I did a second simulation where I turned trades off. The computer wasn't trading with itself. Nobody was trading with us. It was, like I said, this one I wanted to get as close to being in a vacuum as possible. I couldn't figure out how to turn off the injuries. Maybe I'm an idiot. I'm sure everyone's going to be like, dude, you just go to this and you type in this and the injuries are off. Tried that, couldn't find anything. I even went to injuries, went to off, and for whatever reason, it didn't work. So guys kept getting hurt.
So you're going to turn off those blockbuster trades by Perry?
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Hobby Milner. You're not coming back here the second time around.
I was going to get his jersey.
So for this one, I have all the players in front of me. So who are you curious about? Name me a player who you want to know how they did this one with the trades off. Well, for starters, let's talk about how the team did. How about that?
Yeah, let's go.
So with everything off, all trades, 83 and 79 was the record for the Angels. They were 8 games out of the division. Seattle was above us, 84 and 78. Above them was Texas at 88 and 74. And this time the Astros won with 91 wins and 71 losses. And real quick for the wild card, the Angels were 2 games out of a wild card spot. Ahead of them was Seattle, and then the Yankees, Rangers, and Rays.
I could see that actually happening and panning out with the division being that close. If the Angels were competitive, then everyone's whipping boy would be Oakland, and then you beat up against your division and then try to do the best you can against the rest, basically American and National. So if the Angels were consistent, I could easily see that. That would be a really good division to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, let me ask you this. Okay, when you did the season, did you have Brendan Drury hitting behind Mike Trout?
Yes. Brendan Drury was hitting 6th, 5th.
Okay,
Fifth.
let me hear what Drury did.
All right, so Drury played 144 games, 139 hits, 27 doubles, 24 home runs, 84 RBIs, and he batted 248.
I would take that in a heartbeat. I like that.
Yeah, I would take that. Even stole the base.
Nice. All right, what did Trout do in this year? Did he have an MVP?
No. So his overall actually went down in this simulation. So
Ooh,
556 at bats. So 147 games. That sounds like a full season to me.
yeah,
164 hits, 37 RBIs, 52 doubles, 104 RBIs. That's a little more realistic. Struck out 150 times. Also very realistic. Batted 295 and got on base 398.
Did you say 37 homers? Or you said
Yes.
37 double? Okay,
Yeah.
37 homers, 104.
I can see this being a little more realistic.
Yeah, me too. I think that would be the go to.
Yeah. If he's healthy, 295, I think that's a very fair prediction. If he's on, doesn't have any nagging injuries, no Hyman bone situation. Yeah. What?
I don't know if he said it right or it's just too close to the
I don't think I
field.
said it right.
I don't think he said Hyman bone. All right.
Yeah. Not Heine bone. Not the Heine. Yeah, 37 home runs. I would definitely think that. And like I said, 164 hits. That's sounds good to me. The guy even stole 3 bases. Give it up for Mike.
There you go. All right, what about Shonowell? Does he have another Darren Erstad type year or is it more of a breakout?
All right, let's see. So game projected 130 games. I remember he got hurt because you and I were talking when this simulation was stopping. So he got hurt for a couple games. 15 home runs, 144 hits, walked 83 times,
I like that.
struck out only 66. And it's projecting he hit 290 with a 394 on base percentage. I am taking that every day of the week from Nolan Shanuel.
He would be my Angels MVP no matter what Trout did if he puts up numbers like that. That's freaking crazy.
Absolutely, yeah. And on base percentage of 394, that's great. I mean, that's kind of this guy's bread and butter. He strikes me as a guy who's going to have the ability to, to get on base and be that guy for the Angels. The game has his vision as an 81, so that's pretty high.
That is high. All right, let me ask you one more guy on the hitting side before I get to some pitchers.
Sure.
What about Logan O'Hoppe? Not Logan O'Hoppe. Moniak, Mickey Moniak.
Mickey Moniak, the 74 overall. So game saying 137 games, 125 hits, 22 home runs, 71 RBIs, 153 strikeouts. That part seems accurate. Batted 231 with a 267 on base percentage.
You know who that sounds like? You know exactly who that sounds like. That's Cole Calhoun the last couple years as an Angel.
Yeah, good
you know
call.
what I mean? That sounds exactly like Cole Calhoun.
Yeah, and 22 doubles too. So
Yep. I would take that. I mean, because that's probably the best he could be at that point.
Yeah, the average. I don't like the average. I mean, 231 is low.
It is.
You want to be at least 250, at least.
It comes from all that strikeouts though, because he's like that feast or famine type hitter, dude.
Let me see what his vision is. His vision's 38, and it got worse.
Wow.
It was a 40 to start, but the game knocked it down 2 points.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. All right, let's get to the pitchers. Who actually racks up the most saves in that bullpen?
Let's see. According to this one, it was Esteves.
Okay.
47 saves.
Wow, that's quite the rebound from the last season.
Yeah. His ERA was 4.83 though. Jesus, could you imagine having an ERA of 4.80, almost 5, 4.83, and you still get 47 saves?
Yeah. I guess they're not having them one game on, one game off. They're using them like every night.
Yeah, and I guess the Angels are up by 3, and he's giving up like 2-run bombs every outing, and it's like, whatever, it's fine. We got to run. We have an extra run to play with. But dude, so not only did he get 47 saves, he blew 11
Oh,
My guy blew 11 save, yet still somehow almost got 50s.
Ron's like, you blew 2 in a row. You're back out there again.
Yeah. We're trusting you. He got 6 holds, 63 innings. Dude gave up 13 bombs and he walked 21.
Wow. Oh, that's a stat I want to see. Can you look up who gave up the most home runs in the club?
I'd have to go through it.
Oh, he had to go player by player or what?
Yeah, it's fine. Let's see. So Detmer's at 34, Sandoval at 19.
Detmers gave up 34?
Yeah.
Damn, that's like Lance.
Fanning gave out 28. Silseth also gave out 28. Somehow Plazak got called up. He gave up 25 homers.
25. Yeah.
Okay, let's see relievers. Matt Moore barely any, 4.
Yeah.
Juan, same thing. It was like 5. Herget somehow got called up. He gave up 0.
Well, that video game really likes Herget.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, Herget's a 73 overall.
Jeez.
So I mean, honestly, your boy Suarez gave him 28.
All right.
That's funny.
Who led the team in wins?
Let's see. All right, so in this simulation, Detmers was 11-11. Sandoval was 9-11, so almost exactly the same as the last one. Canning was 13-11.
Boy, oh boy.
Silseth 10-11, and Plezak was 12-9.
Yeah. So Plezak has the best record, but even his record, I mean, just like the team, around 500, everyone in that rotation.
What did it do with Tyler Anderson? It called Tyler Anderson down.
Down? He didn't have options, though.
Probably pass him through waivers. Could I turn that option off?
Oh, I see.
Well, I put that on auto manage. He was 10-9 through 10. What? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, okay. Sorry. So no, he didn't get called down. So he played 62 games for the Angels. Only 10 of them was as a start, and then the game threw him in the bullpen. He was 10-9 through 165 innings, and you're gonna love this. Guess how many home runs?
26?
Higher.
36.
32.
32.
Gave him an ERA of 4.79.
Damn.
The game does not like Tyler Anderson, but it sure loves Jimmy Herget.
It sure does. Man, I wonder, is there one other stat I want to know for that season?
Sure.
Can you go by teams and see where our bullpen or our pitching staff ranked amongst all the other teams?
I already got to the off season. Let me see.
Because
there's got to be a way to do that during the off season. I know during. Oh, here we go. Team rankings. What do you want to look at?
I wanted to look at overall pitching, what was ours compared to the rest of the league.
Okay, let's go to ERA first. How about that?
Okay.
What the flip are we?
Are you still scrolling down?
No, I think it's only counting playoff teams.
Oh, okay. Maybe
yeah,
that's
it only has playoff teams on here now. Because I simulated to the end of the season. They should have stopped.
I would have been interested to see how we were as far as giving up the most home runs, or we were right there, and then team ERA, because obviously if our closer with 47 saves has a nearly 5 ERA, the rest of the team can't be exactly doing great either.
Yeah, don't forget the part where he also blew 11 saves. And yeah, they kept sending him out there.
Wow. So what have we learned, Fernando?
We have learned that the Orioles beat the Dodgers in the World Series.
I would like that.
That'd be hilarious. Could you imagine?
Yeah, I mean, this would be hilarious. Look, I think I've learned something from this game, and that is not even the game gives us a chance to make the postseason, and they have us either 4 games under 500 or 4 games over at best.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't think any of those trades are going to happen in real life, so I don't think we have to worry about that.
Never
So
say never,
it's
my friend.
really interesting, like who MLB the Show values.
Mhm.
Because I mean, we kind of joked about Jimmy Herget, but why does the game value him so much? I mean, like what, 73, 74 overall? Why?
Is it the Ephus pitch?
He was, yeah, exactly. He's already been optioned. So it's like the Angels don't even consider him as a viable guy to look at for the bullpen.
Yeah.
It's obvious to see where the game values Trout, right? He's a 99 overall somehow still. So obviously the game's going to give him some super overpowered, some OP um, stats. That makes sense to me. You know what? Let's see how Otani did real quick. How about that?
Yeah, I would like to check in on our former
Checking
girlfriend.
on our, yeah, let's check on our ex. Spying on our ex real quick.
You know what sucks in real life is he's actually been tearing the cover off the ball. I don't know if you've seen him. He had another home run today.
No, I didn't see them. Hey, somehow Mookie Betts, according to this game, is the best player on that team. They gave him a 99, and Otani's overall dropped to a 98.
Mm.
Let me see what Betts did real quick. So he played 139 games. So probably some kind of injury if you miss like 20 something games. 39 homers, 88 RBIs, 91 walks, and batted 304.
Mm. That's a good season.
Yeah. All right. So now our ex Shohei Ohtani. It's so weird to see him in a Dodgers like Photoshop jersey.
Yep.
Okay. So what? I don't want to see his pitching stats. He's not going to be pitching this year. For the record, he got hurt. He's on the IL, guys. For
He's
anyone
on the
wondering,
IL?
he made it to the end of the game, to the end of the World Series, and he's out for 2 months with a fractured forearm.
Oh,
So let's real quick talk about his pitching, because apparently the game used him as a pitcher for some reason, even though he's not pitching this year. 33 games, all of them were started, 16 wins, 12 losses, 197 innings pitched, had an ERA of 3.92, and he gave up 32 homers.
wow.
Well, he was bit a little bit by the gopher ball last year.
He was.
Not that bad, but
No.
okay. So as a batter, he hit every single game, 162 games as a batter.
Sounds about right.
You think he's going to play in every game this year?
I say 157.
Yeah, I could see that. I was going to say, I don't think 162, any chance of that. 0%. Because he is still going through not Tommy John. He opted for something else.
Yeah.
But he's going through some kind of, procedure. So he obviously has to miss a couple games. Okay, through 606 at-bats, the game projected 51 homers, 132 RBIs, 23 stolen bases. No way in hell that happens. Batted 309 with the 401 on-base percentage.
I'd have to say I could see that happening.
Really? No way.
I do. I mean, look, he's gonna hit a lot of doubles in Dodger Stadium. He will hit some homers there too. Obviously, he's got the power. But wait till he goes to freaking Colorado, Wrigley Field. I think that's where I think he's gonna hit more on the road than he will at home.
That's fair. Yeah, I can see that. I just checked on Juan Soto. 40 home runs, 301 batting average. Anybody else you're curious about before we shut this off?
No, I think we got to it. I took enough misery right there at the end with Shohei, and then thinking about another 500 season or below.
Yeah, well, I mean, MLB The Show is not being very kind to the Angels. And once again, I mean, I'm sure all of you guys have kind of already fidgeted with your franchises because MLB The Show officially comes out the day you guys are watching this. I mean, unless you pre-order the game like I did. But if you didn't.
Yep. Well, anything else on the show, my man?
No, we did back-to-back shows. I'm proud of us.
Yes, I am too. There's going to be a time where we do this during the regular season. Hopefully not too much because we do have a lot more help this season. But yeah, there'll be. I'm waiting to break down these games and get into them. On a nightly basis. Breaking down a 6-2 loss in Houston. Stuff like that.
Hey, and you have to come this year. I'm going to keep saying it, guys. Bug Todd, he's got to come to Texas this year.
Absolutely. I'm gonna be there with my boots on.
That's fine. Do you have cowboy boots?
No, but I gotta get some.
Oh,
and I gotta get my Bucky shirt too. That's when it'll be official.
Oh yeah, no. We're going to Bucky's for sure if you come.
All right. So for Todd Fox and
the Lone Star Halo,
catch you on the 500 Phillips side.
See you guys.